Russia, meanwhile, has called on the U.S. to immediately halt its military activities on the Korean Peninsula. The Russian Foreign Ministry says the drills, like the ones which are ongoing, do not help reduce tensions on the peninsula. The statement follows a Japanese media report that North Korea has agreed to return to six-party talks on disarmament. The Nikkei newspaper quoted multiple sources connected to Beijing and Pyongyang as saying that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has expressed readiness for the resumption of talks during his recent secretive trip to China. The last round of North Korea talks, attended by the two Koreas, the United States, Japan, Russia, and China, was held in 2009. Pyongyang then blamed American aggression and its military presence in the region for the failure of those negotiations. Joining us live now from Leesburg is Bill Jones, who is with Executive Intelligence Review. Bill, thanks for joining us. What do you make of this? Do you think that that the United States will heed this? Because certainly this is a huge step forward, isn't it, that the North wants to take part in these six-party talks?
Well, absolutely. The whole situation is really turning around now in a very important way. Of course, military exercises are still extremely problematic and raise a lot of questions there. But I think that the North Koreans now are much encouraged by the comments by President Trump saying he wanted to meet, and that although a date hasn't been set, they do have a time frame in which that will occur. It will be relatively quickly, most likely. But more importantly, the visit of Kim Jong-un to Beijing and possible visit to President Putin as well, I think has also given the encouragement to him that he is now working in more of a multipolar environment in which he is not so threatened as he was before. And I think that has created an attitude in the North Korean leadership, and they would like to move forward on the diplomatic track. So I think things are developing quite well, and I think the Russians, as well as the Chinese, have taken a very active role in this. They're not subaltern forces in regard to the U.S.-North Korea relationship, but they're very independent, and they're playing a very important role in backing up any initiative from President Trump's side to have a meeting with President Kim.
Bill, do you think, though, realistically, that America is willing to possibly even walk away from the Korean Peninsula or even remove its missile shield, etc., which have been, of course, areas of concern, I imagine, for the North, too?
Well, we still, if negotiations get started, we still have a way to go, and there are a lot of obstacles in the way. I don't think that the North Koreans would be willing to give up their nuclear missiles unless there were significant signals on the part of the U.S. that they were going to withdraw. That would have to be, I think, for them a sine qua non. And getting that point is not going to be easy, but I think if all the parties play a role in this, and they are now playing an important role, China has always done that, and Russia, of course, now with this International Security Conference and the statements coming from Foreign Minister Lavrov, are encouraging that they're also going to be playing a role in this. I think we have the type of situation in which the six-party alternative, which has been lacking for years now, can again play a role in creating a security architecture in the neighborhood in which the DPRK does not feel itself threatened by the United States.
All right, Bill, we'll leave there at that, but of course, as always, we appreciate you taking your time out to speak to us.